I have a message for cybercriminals out there, and this message would be that you're not fooling anyone.
I don't think there's ever been a time when we haven't seen a group of people who are trying to subvert what society is doing or misuse tools that are being used for their own personal ends.
So when you think about hackers, you think about maybe your neighbor, your kid, somebody from high school. It's too much work for one person. It's not possible to write the malware, to operate the command and control server, to write the botnet panel code.
I'm Costin Raju. I'm the head of the global research and analysis team at Kaspersky Lab, also known as GREAT. And together with my team, we focus on researching and investigating highly sophisticated cyber attacks.
My name is Serge. I'm principal security researcher at Kaspersky Lab.
Oh, Golovanov, he's the type of guy that if it gets technically more advanced, you get more enthusiastic. And then the more nervous the people become.
So this is our ATMs. Somebody is calling us, and there was some cyber robbery, some haste connected with the ATM, and then to reproduce the attack. So we need just to prove how the criminals were able to dispense the money.
I've been in the business for about 24 years now. I've always been interested in complicated clockwork-style mechanisms and taking them apart. Maybe a combination between an engineer and a detective's work. Igor Kuznetsov is one of the team members in GREAT. In my opinion, he's possibly one of the best reverse engineers in the world, if not the best reverse engineer.
My name is Igor Kuznetsov. I work as principal security researcher at Kaspersky.
I can't remember any case where Igor couldn't crack that particular code or solve whatever, let's say, cryptographic mystery we needed to solve.
I fell in love with computers when I was 6. First of all in generic and then programming. And one day I got infected by a virus, and this is how I got interested in the industry.
I guess a lot of people who work in the security industry, they do share some characteristics such as they like taking things apart. They like hacking.
I do like to take things apart. And well, what we do here when analyzing the cyber attacks and malicious software is we do reverse engineering. This is exactly taking things apart and trying to understand how they work.
We've seen such amazing change that actually, if you say to somebody, well, I've worked in a particular industry for 20 years or whatever it is, it might think, oh, well, is that a bit dull? But we've seen things change so rapidly that actually it never stands still. It's a moving target. And on the one hand, that can be frustrating because, if we've changed from a point where we weren't so dependent on computers to one where we really are totally dependent, that means there are more points at which we can be attacked.
It was December 2002 when I started working in Kaspersky Labs. Every time we found something new and very sophisticated piece of malware, I look at this and I think, oh my God, it's top of evolution. It's never stopped. And I can imagine what we'll see in future.
In the team, we have many people from all over the world. Some of them are self-taught, but many of them also just have masters or another degree in computer science.
I'm heading the German part of the global research and analysis team at Kaspersky Lab. And my machine got infected, and I took it kind of personal, So I dabbled into security, how to secure my machines so that will not happen again. It's basically coming down to 3 ways: malware, phishing, and social engineering.
This first experience with computer security and computer hacking was so empowering for me, actually, that I felt that there was no way I wouldn't make a living out of it. So I chose to secure systems because, this is actually obviously the right thing to do.
The investigations that we're doing do make the world a little bit safer. And that is very satisfying because that is what we do it for. We want to protect citizens and people from being a victim of malware.
So I think cybercrime, there are always going to be people who will seek to make profit from cybercrime. I think that will always be with us, and I think we need to understand that, and that's why it's so important that as businesses and individuals, we look to defend ourselves on the basis that there will always be somebody who will seek to attack our systems.